Hi everyone, Amanda Saladin here from Love Life Yarn, and today we are going to be making top-down crocheted mittens. And this is the adult small, which is what I wear in a 7-inch circumference hand here. But the pattern, the written pattern, has multiple sizes. It has 6 sizes. Making this one today together. It starts right here with the magic ring, which I'll show you how to do. And don't worry if you have not mastered the magic ring before. I struggled with it for a while myself, and I have a technique to show you that might help. So it starts here, and it's worked in extended single crochet all the way down. Hole is left for the thumb. We create the rest of the mitten, including the ribbing, and then we come back and add the thumb at the end. All right, I love this pattern. It's easy. It works up quickly. I was able to make a mitten within a day very easily with worsted weight yarn and a size J hook. So this is Mary Maxim Starlet. I like the heathered colors. So you'll see this is the gray heather, and the teal heather is used in the tutorial. So are you ready? Let's get started. Materials we need for this project include 1 skein of worsted weight yarn. I'm using some leftover of the Mary Maxim Starlet that I had here in teal heather. You'll also need a size J or a 6mm crochet hook, a yarn needle for weaving in your ends, and a stitch marker for keeping up with your rounds. And you'll also need some scissors. To begin, we're going to make a magic ring. Hold your yarn in your hand like this with the tail end here. Go around your index finger, make an X, and hold it steady with your second finger. Go underneath the first strand, pull up that second strand, and now grab your working yarn, the one that's attached to the ball band, not this end here, and chain 1 to begin our round. You're going to want to make sure that you're working on both of these here, and my yarn tail will get a little bit longer as I pull it tight. You might want to start with a little bit longer tail than this if you're new, so you have more to work with. And now we're ready to start round 1. We've already chained. This is the only time that we will chain is when we start a new section. So for now and then the thumb. Other than that, we're going to work in continuous spirals with the extended single crochet. So we're going to work 8 extended single crochet into the string. So you insert your hook and pull up a loop, just like a regular single crochet, but now the difference is you'll yarn over and pull through 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2. It leaves you this extra loop here, just like a chain stitch. So insert, pull loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're going to do that 8 times. Here we have 3, 4, you can see I'm halfway there. I'm still working over both of these strands. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now I have 8, and I'm going to pull this yarn tail till they're tight. See how that closed it up by pulling the tail tight, and now we don't have a hole. Now as you work a few more rounds, you might see it loosening up a bit. Don't stress, just pull it back nice and tight. Now we're going to work 2 extended single crochet into each stitch. So we're going to double our number of stitches in 1 round. So to do this, you'll insert into the stitch this time. Mine is not happy with me because it's the first one. There we go. When you insert, make sure you're under both loops of the stitch. And again, just yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 1. Yarn over and pull through 2. And now in the same stitch, insert again and work another extended single crochet. So you'll work this way. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark my stitch so that I remember right here that this is stitch number 1, so that when I come back around, I won't keep working. So just work 2 extended single crochets in each stitch. And at the end of this round, you should end up with 16 extended single crochet. So at the end of round 2, you should have a nice little circle like this with 8 stitches in the middle and then 16 around the edge. So right now it's just a flat circle, and it will be until we get a few more rows going. So our next one is our last increase for this part. Set this down for just a minute. And to increase it again, we're going to increase 8 more stitches on the round. You'll work just 1 extended single crochet into the first stitch. So go ahead and work that, and then put your stitch marker back in so that you keep track of your stitch. And now work 2 in the next stitch. And then we're going to repeat that all the way around. Work 1 here and then work 2. Work 1 here and then 2. All the way around, and you will have 24 stitches. Here we are at the end of round 3, and you can see again just a flat circle. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a mitten just yet. It actually will form the top of our mitten. So don't worry just yet. I know it's kind of weird. Now for rounds 4 through 18, you're just going to do 1 extended single crochet in every stitch round. So every round will have 24 stitches. And you'll just keep working. It might help to keep a tally of these or some kind of row count, because it can be a little tricky to count these stitches. So make sure you can keep up with what round you are on. And as you work the top of this, like here's my other one that I already made. You can see how the top here, there's my 8 beginning stitches, and then I just started working down. We'll get all the way down here to where the thumb begins. So rounds 4 through 18 just form the body, and they're just worked continuously in the round on 24 stitches. So I'm not going to show you all those, obviously, because they're just the same thing over and over. So go ahead and work rounds 4 through 18 in the round, extended single crochet in each stitch, and then I'll come back and show you how to make the hole for the thumb so that we can work it in later. And now we're ready to create our thumb here. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain so that we have something to work into right here. And then we're going to just work even for a few rounds. Okay, so here is my part that's worked even. So it comes down right to where I want the thumb to be. So if you have yours, you could try it on. And if it's for someone with a hand the size of yours, you can make sure it fits properly there before you get your thumb going. And for this part, I'm going to take out my stitch marker because I won't need it just for this. We're going to chain 7. And we're going to skip 3 stitches. So you can see right here's our first one. Get it a little closer. This one obviously has the last stitch in it, so I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to extend a single crochet in the next one. Okay, so it gives you this little hole that you're going to come back and work around on. So go ahead and extend a single crochet all the way around until you get back here, and now your chain will be at the very beginning. So go ahead and work that round and end right here at this last stitch, and I'll show you how to work these chain stitches, and we'll work a few rounds even. Now we're going to work across our chain stitches so we can continue the hand down. When you do this, you're going to want to work in the back loop only, so you can leave the front loop free for the thumb. So you'll just insert right in the middle, split the stitch, and then work a regular extended single crochet. and then mark that one as your first. Okay, and continue in the rest of these chains and then work all the way around. And that's going to be round 20. And you'll work 3 more rounds even on these 28 stitches. So you'll be at round 23. Okay, so work, this is 20, and then 21, 22, 23, even. And then we're going to decrease just a little to make it a little narrower at the wrist, and then we'll put our ribbing on. Once you've worked this area with your thumb and worked even, you should be on round 23. We're going to start decreasing. We're going to do this for just a couple of rounds just to make it a little thinner at the wrist. So I'm going to take my stitch marker out. The first round is we will work 5 stitches in our regular extended single crochet. Okay, place my stitch marker so we know where the first stitch is. And I'm going to work 5, and then I'll show you how to decrease. Now we're going to work an invisible decrease because it's kind of bulky when you do the extended single crochet 2 together. So you will just insert into the front loop only of the first one and into the front loop only of the second one. Okay, let me show you that again. So you're not going, in the middle here. You're coming up from below, and then your hook should come right up to the middle of the stitch. 1 and 2, and then work a regular stitch. So you'll pull up a loop and then yarn over, pull up that extended part right there, and then that makes 1 decrease. So you're going to work that all the way around, extended single crochet 5, and then extended single crochet 2 together in this invisible method. And then our next round, you'll just work even. You'll take 4 stitches off, so you'll have 24 stitches at the end of this one, and then work 1 round around on 24 stitches. Okay, we're ready to work another round of the decreases. So for the next round, you'll work in 4 stitches this time because we've already gotten rid of a few. So extended single crochet 4. And then we'll work our decrease again. So just like before, insert in the first, insert in the second, front loop only, and work a regular stitch. And repeat that around. So extended single crochet 4, decrease. And then you're going to work 2 rounds even, and then we'll be ready for the cuff. Now we're ready to work the cuff. So you can go ahead and get rid of your stitch marker. This is going to be worked back and forth in rows. So we'll work out and then turn and come back and attach it to the body. Just back and forth this way. So the first thing you do is you chain 11. Okay, I've got my chain. And now I'm going to work the extended single crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. I like to use the back bumps, so I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3. I'll work a regular extended single crochet. And then you're going to extended single crochet in each chain all the way down, and you should have 9 extended single crochet. And then I'll show you how to attach it to the body and turn. So here are my 9 stitches, and now I'm ready to work it into the body. So This one already has a stitch in it, as you can see, so skip that. Sometimes it gets a little confusing, but that one has the last stitch in it. Slip stitch in the very first stitch, the one that had the stitch marker in it, so right there, and then we're going to slip stitch in the next one to turn. Okay, so now we turn, and you're going to work in the back loop only of each of these stitches. Here's a couple things to watch out for. Don't count your slip stitches right here, these two, because they're not counted in there. Sometimes if you get confused, just count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this would be your first stitch to work into, not these two little guys here. So here's how we're going to do that. It's still extended single crochet, so split your stitch just like we did with our little chain there, and then work the stitch here. All of the ones coming up will be worked in the back loop only. That gives us the ribbing. It looks loose. Don't worry too if it looks like this. You can see it looks really loose right here, because once you keep going it pulls it down. So you may be thinking, it's so loose, how is this going to work? Don't worry, it will. It's a very commonly used technique for crochet ribbing, and once you get especially more rows of it going, it will make a really nice crochet rib. So I'll work down here to the end. Okay, we're not going to work into the extra chains that we skipped on this, so just into your last stitch. And you'll see it already looks nice and even. You don't have to work into these here, and then you're going to turn. And you'll chain 1. And you're just going to work the extended single crochet in the back loop only of 9. And then slip stitch in the next 2 and turn. Just be careful that when you turn from down here, you don't chain 1, because that extra slip stitch is the equivalent of a chain 1. So the only time you chain is down here on this end where there's nothing to hold it in or anything. So you just work 9 stitches back loop only, slip stitch in 2, turn, back loop only, cross 9 down here to the end, and just back and forth. And that'll give you this pattern right here. And then you just seam up that area. I can tell mine's right here. Okay, you can feel it inside a little bit here that I've got a bit of a seam. So you can use a yarn needle to do this, or you can turn it inside out and just slip stitch it together, either way, and just give you this. So go ahead and work your cuff, and then we'll come back and do the thumb together. Okay, my cuff is done. As you can see, I turned it inside out and slip stitched this closed. So that is finished. And now all we have is our thumb. I know it looks kind of weird right now with this little opening, but we're going to fix that. So we're going to join in a corner space. So go ahead now, don't just join under this one strand where it pulls like that. That's something that I did mistakenly over here. And you can see how this now has this little loose strand on it, which I'm not crazy about, to be honest. So make sure you're not doing that on yours. You want to go in actually to the corner and get some thickness there for it to hold on to. And join your yarn. And then chain 1. And we're going to work around these chains here that we left. It's getting kind of loose already. Pull that down. So I'm going to go ahead right here, and I'm going to extend a single crochet in the same space. All right, so that counts as 1. It won't be quite so loose there. You'll have this little, till you can tighten this up, you're going to have this little tail hanging out. Eventually I push mine inside because it gets on my nerves. And so instead of working under just one strand here as well, I grab my yarn better, try to go under these 2. Okay, there are 2 strands here. It's not, if you don't get it perfect, it really will be okay. There we go. So this will have 7 stitches going across here. So there'll be 8 stitches total. You got 1 in the corner. And then we're going to go across. My cuff is getting in the way now for me holding my mitten to where we can see it. All right, there's 5. Okay, so here I am, 7, and then I'll have 1 more before I get to the corner. So that's what you want to see, is to have all of your ones. This is my last one that was a chain. So now I have 8. And right here in the corner again, I'm going to just work around the post of a stitch. And then we're going to work into these 3 that we skipped. 1, 2, 3. So just work into the stitch. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch right here to the beginning. All right. So, and then just like we did with the body of the hand, we're going to work just around. So you'll need your stitch marker again to mark your first stitch, but don't chain. Actually, we're not supposed to join. I'm sorry about that. You're just going to start working in continuous rounds, just like we did on the hand. So this would be your first stitch. Sorry, I was thinking about ones I had done in half double crochet. So I'll mark this, and then I'm going to work in continuous rounds until I have 8 total rounds of the thumb. So you see my other thumb here. So that 1 round we just did, and then work even for 7. So just keep going round, round, round 7 times, and we'll close for the thumb. And now we close up our thumb, and we're going to be using the same decrease technique that we used before. So I'm still going to use my stitch marker because I have trouble seeing what the first stitch of the round is. All right, the yarn feels a little weird, but I guess it's doing well. So go ahead and do that decrease here. And we're going to work it all the way around. So you're going to take your 12 stitches down to 6. Just like that. So you'll work all the way around until you have 6 stitches. And then I'll show you how to close up that thumb, and the only thing left will be to weave in the ends. All right, I just removed my stitch marker and cut my yarn, so I'm going to actually pull it through. This is how I do mine. I mean, you could fasten off, but I like to do it this way so that it really closes it up better, and then it's not a little knot. Grab your yarn needle. You'll need it for weaving in your ends anyways. Go ahead and thread it. And now we're just going to go in and out of each stitch. So usually to start off, I'll pull it through, and then I just go through the stitches. Just kind of going around the posts, in and out of each one. And then you can pull it tight. And then what I do is I take it and I'll put it right through the middle and flip the glove or the mitten inside out. And then just use it to weave in the ends. So you'll turn inside out and just weave in the ends around here, just somewhere on the tip. Then you have to go back in, turn it, since it's turned inside out, you'll see the part we started with down here, and get that one. Weave in your end up here, And finally this one. So you'll have 4 ends to weave in, and then your mitten is completed. So that is how you make these easy top-down mittens with the extended single crochet. So come visit us at love.life.yarn.com for more than 200 free patterns, lots of crochet tutorials, tips, and tricks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.